I am John Petrella, and welcome to Medford Happenings. Your community, your voice, your Medford. And the purpose of this program is to give Medford citizens facts and information to help you make informed choices and to share city services or businesses you may have not been aware of. Our show today is the first of a series of shows we are calling a Medford Good Neighbor Show. And we'll have more information on this program later in the show. Our guest and first Medford Good Neighbor, I'm proud to say, is Rick Caraviello. Rick is a longtime resident and a person who has done an amazing amount of good deeds for the city of Medford. Rick, welcome to Medford Happenings.
Thank you, John. This is my second time on the show. Thank you for having me.
And we're so happy to have you back.
Thank you.
And we're going to start right off, Rick. A little background about yourself, where we start all the shows. What can you tell our audience? A little background.
Born and raised there my whole life. Married, going on 50 years this year. Whoever thought that would happen.
Congratulations.
3 children, 8 grandchildren, and life has been good to me.
It certainly has. It certainly has. And you've been good for Medford.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about, there's a couple of things you've been associated with. One is the Medford Kiwanis and the Chamber of Commerce. You know, how did you get involved with them? Why did you get involved? And how long has your involvement been with each organization?
So I was, I think, about 45 years old when I joined the Medford Kiwanis. And I joined it through a good friend of mine, Bill Paulsonetti, who was the president at that time. And he says, you should get involved. And he said, you got a business here, and why don't you come? And I was kind of at a little bit of crossroads, and, at that age. And I was never really involved in the community other than, helping, Little League or cheerleading with my kids. And I have to give the Kiwanis credit. They taught me how to give back to the community and the purpose of volunteering in the community, doing good things for me. And that's really, I credit them for me being what I am today. Without them, I don't know where I'd be.
But they set you off, and I mean,
they did. They set me on a path, and there was some good men and women there, and I was proud to be part of a business. It was a business organization, and they did good things throughout the community.
Yep.
And they taught me about how to be a volunteer in the community and how to give back to the community.
Right.
So I credit them for making me the person that I am today.
And there still is a lot of
and they say I still am a member as of today. I'm 33 years.
Okay.
As a member.
Long time.
I'm not even under. I only fall into the middle of the pack with those
You're
people.
in the middle of the pack. Yeah. Well, as time goes on, things change.
Yeah.
But what about the Chamber of Commerce? I know you've been with them for quite a while.
It was kind of an accident thing. Linda Ryanaconi was the president. I'd be in the square and say, and then she said, why don't you get involved? And I said, I don't know if I got time. But Linda brought me on as a board director, and I was probably involved with the chamber probably close to 30 years, and I worked the way from a board director to vice president to eventually becoming president of the organization. And an unfortunate thing happened during my presidency was the executive director of the chamber, Cheryl White, passed away.
Right.
And I was not going to let the chamber fall under my watch. So I stepped in as both president and executive director of the chamber for a little more than 2 years. I had some help from a few other members who kept us alive until we were able to have enough money to hire a director and get the chamber back on course. So, and that was it. I'm very proud of doing that.
Both organizations have done tremendous amount of good things for Medford.
Yes. and they're still
they
still
still
strong.
are.
They're still strong.
It's amazing. All right, so you have spent a tremendous amount of time, helping out many causes involving Medford. I know you work with St. Raphael's, the food bank, and I know with Thanksgiving, I know for a fact you get a lot of phone calls. I mean, a lot of phone calls. It's a ton of work what you do, but let the people know. I mean,
we started out. It started out as a program for the veterans,
right?
Families of veterans, and it kind of morphed into St. Raphael's needed help. St. Francis had a food bank back then. Many people don't even know we have a women's shelter here in Medford. I started giving food to them. West River Community Center. So it just grew, and just something that I did every year. Without any funds from anyone else. It was my. It wasn't sponsored by the city or these things, but I did it because I wanted to do it, and I continue to do it up until today. Unfortunately, St. Francis is no longer there.
Right. Yeah.
But I still do those other groups still up.
You're still with St. Ray's helping out.
St. Ray's, through the Kiwanis, we do twice a year. We do a big food drive there where we package up about 10,000 meals in one night.
Yep.
For their food bank, and they in turn give it to the other churches in the city of Medford.
That's called giving back to your community. It really is.
And that's done through the Kiwanis.
Yeah, and that's a ton of work.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, we did it about a month ago, and we did 10,000 plus meals in just about 2 hours.
Wow. And that feeds a lot of families.
A lot of volunteers. A lot of kids came down from the football team. Chris Murphy brought a whole bunch of the kids down. A lot of volunteers from everywhere came down and helped out.
And you're getting the whole community involved. Is what you do.
Yes.
And that's a great event. Yes. I mean, bringing the community together like that. Some of the services. Let's talk about some of the services that you have sought out, provided for others who needed some kind of help. I'm not going to get into it with me, but you helped me many years ago with something. We won't get into it, but I'm very thankful for that. And I know you've helped veterans. I know you've helped. I mean, go on. You could tell the stories. There's too many to tell.
It's not something that I did, but Rick by himself. A couple of projects we've done. Mr. Bloomrith called us down. He was a World War II veteran,
right?
And he was paralyzed from the waist down in a wheelchair. Couldn't get out of his house. Hadn't been out of his house for 3-4 years. Every time he had to go out, he had to call an ambulance to get him down. And the wife kept on calling, we need help. And finally, I went there, went to the house, and I says, what are you looking for? Are you looking for like a ramp? And she said, no. He says, I need an elevator. I said, wow. He says, an elevator. I said, I think that's kind of out of the scope of what I can do. But I said, let me see what I can do. I left your house on the Saturday morning about 9 o'clock, and I made a couple of phone calls. And one of the first calls I made, too, was my go-to veterans guy, was Don Marcelino.
Dom, yep.
Dom, great guy.
Great guy. Yes,
yep. Purple Heart veteran. So I called up Dom. I said, Dom, explain the situation to him. He said, 20 minutes later, he calls me back. He says, Rick, go to this address. He says, people just bought the house, and there's an elevator in there they want to get rid of, if we can get it taken out. So one of the groups I work with was Chad Murphy.
Okay.
Chad had an electric company. He had a lot of guys, and I brought Chad down there. We looked at the elevator. He says, I think I can do this. I called Mrs. Bloomworth. I says, Merry Christmas. I said, we got you an elevator.
Wow. That's tremendous.
Good for them, bad for Chad.
Yeah.
So
a lot of work for Chad.
It was a lot more money a lot more work than they thought.
Yes.
We got the elevator to the house, and next thing you know, we got to take a tree down. And we take the tree down. Now we have to make a ramp to make it accessible to get to the thing there. So now we get all that. And so Chad goes to hook up the ramp. Mr. Blomberth had a power thing that still had this old screw-in fuses. Chad and his people put in a whole new electrical system out of their own pocket. Mr. Blomberth, I think I gave you a video. We were recognized on Channel 5 as a 5.
Right, I remember that.
As a 5-on-5. They came down and pictures of Mr. Blomberth coming out of the house. It was, it was very, very touching.
Yep.
Another one we did was it was a gentleman, a Vietnam veteran, lived on Spring Street, had a paralyzed daughter, looking for some help. So we went over there. Big project, big. I mean, the daughter was living in the living room because she couldn't. They had no bathroom, and called Dawn. Got in touch with some other people. I want to thank the people of Mill Creek. They came down with a full crew of people and donated probably $200,000 to $300,000 worth of work and labor, all for free. We got a hospital bed donated. We got a lift donated. Mr. Nigro from Mill Creek did a bathroom. He says, these people aren't going to live there. We did a complete home makeover for these people in about 6 months.
Yeah.
Again, that was on the 5-on-5 too.
Right.
And they thanked us enough. We've put on roofs for people. And it's not me. It was a volunteer effort of many other people who helped out. And I can't take credit. Maybe I helped facilitate it, but I'm very proud of some of the work I've done for the veterans.
Oh, absolutely. And I know.
And I still do the veterans at every holiday. Yep. We're still doing the food for them, and I continue to do it.
Yeah, no, it's like I say, it's my honor to know you, and
it's about helping other people.
Yes, but the thing is, Rick, you have that, and we're going to get into this more. You have the ability, and you always have, to bring people together. The family network is another situation.
I've done a lot of stuff with them too. It's not about taking credit for anything. It's if you started doing this because you want to take credit, get accolades, then you're obviously doing it for the wrong reason. You do it because you want to do it. And Johnny, you and I have grown up in the same type of family.
Yes. Yeah.
My mother and father, our families weren't involved. They weren't involved in the community. They didn't really do anything.
Right. No, I know.
You said we both worked for our fathers in the family business, and that's how and my dad helped out some other people, but it wasn't something that he ever looked at to get credit for. Yeah. And I think I learned from him to help other people.
Yeah. No, that's how we all grew up. But the thing is, it's not that you're looking for credit. I mean, there's just so much that you've done that I know about, and a few other people know. And we're trying to do these shows. We're trying to have a series of shows, and it's people like you. You just don't talk it. You walk the walk. You're doing things, and the thing is, nobody knows half the things you did for this city.
So, again, you're not.
I know.
I'm not here looking for credit.
I understand.
I appreciate you having me here trying to bring out these things.
Yeah.
That's not.
I know.
That's not why I did it.
I know,
and I continue to do it.
Okay. I appreciate it, and all the people you've helped appreciate it, and you're a true gentleman. So now, let's talk about the time you spent Medford City Council. I mean, I don't know how many years. We'll get into how many years were you a councilor. You were elected council president. You did a lot of good things as a counselor as well. And even, when you were a counselor, I mean, you had some very significant accomplishments. To this day, you don't get credit for. People wouldn't even know you had anything to do with it. They wouldn't, and I know you don't want to talk about this stuff, but, tell me some of that, some of those good things. And I'm sure you had a few setbacks as well.
I was on the council for 12 years.
Yeah.
I served 3 terms as president. I was always, I had the type of job that it gave me time during the day, which my other councilors didn't have that type of time.
Yes. Yeah.
I took my job very seriously. I took it as a full-time job. When I got a call for something, I went to your house. People call, I'd come to your house and talk to you and see what you actually needed. I would go to City Hall. I wouldn't make a phone call. I would go there and make sure that it got done. And even the councilors that I served with, they'll always tell you, Rick was the one that actually answered the phone and went out to people. And I prided myself in doing it. I like doing what I did. And I say, there's a lot of things that happened. They say, I had a lot of good votes on some things. I mean, maybe a couple I'd like to have back.
Right, but that's
and you learn over the years.
Right. Yeah.
But I took it as a full-time position, and I went over and above what my responsibilities of a council was. And when people call you, it isn't just doing city stuff. It's about helping them get access to things that they don't know who to call. They don't know what to do. I mean, you don't just call city people, but I've helped them get in touch with federal people, state people, and resolve issues that needed to be done.
Right.
One of the nicest things someone said to me was, a woman called me one time and she had asked me for help for her daughter, and she was getting kicked out of housing. Something happened, and I went down to the housing and took a few weeks, but we got it rectified. And she thanked me, and I sort of went on my way, And I'm walking through Stop and Shop one day, and she says, "Are you Rick?" I says, "I am." She says, "You don't remember me, but," she says, "you helped my daughter." I said, "Well, thanks." She says, "What you did for my daughter changed her life, and I want to thank you."
Yeah.
And those are the one or two things that actually, do that. And I try to explain, like the new councilors coming in, if you can do one or two things that aren't on your job as a councilor, those are the things that you remember.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's a special moment.
Yeah,
I know.
It's
a great feeling.
Yeah, it is a good feeling when you actually help somebody.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about fixing a pothole in front of your house or a street sidewalk.
Right.
It's actually helping people that actually need help.
Right. Yeah.
And it doesn't fall in your scope of your job as a city councilor.
And it's important.
It's important to them.
It's more important than anything else. Yeah. Yeah. That's a great story. And I know you have a few more like that. I really do.
Yeah.
But it's nice to hear this stuff, and I know you don't want to take credit, and that's fine, but you've done some great things. I got to ask you now. I know you ran for mayor. What's the difference? I mean, you run for city council for 12 years. You run for mayor. What? It was tough. I mean,
it was tough.
You ran a great campaign.
It was tough. It was a lot harder than I ever thought it was going to be. Yeah. I never thought that I would be able to raise the funds needed. You can run for council with a couple of friends helping you at your kitchen table. This was a giant undertaking. I don't regret doing it. Unfortunately, the results weren't what I wanted, but I think I ran a clean campaign. I stuck to the issues. I never made anything personal.
Yeah.
And I still have a relationship with the mayor to this day. I mean, that's what it's about. And I told her after I lost, he said, "Madam Mayor, I'm here for you. Anything you need from me, the city.
Right.
This is my city along with yours. I'm still here to help you." And I still, and if you call me anytime today, I'd be.
I know you would, and she knows you would too. We all know you would. This is, one of the things that really, you've done great stuff. But I got to tell you, because I do use the library, and I'm used to going to the library. Back when it was a library. What you did, to get this thing going, the Medford Public Library, I mean, that was a huge challenge. And you delivered to Medford a state-of-the-art, I mean, it's a public facility. It's so much more than a library. I mean, it's way more than a library. I can't believe what's up there. The first few times I went in there, I mean, I've used the rooms up there. We've had a lot of activities up there. You know, talk about that. I mean, that was something.
It wasn't something that I actually sought out to do. And you know, every year they have a show at the Mass Municipal Association has a show every year.
Okay.
And they have different departments of the state there, and I go and I met the people from the Library Association, and you know, they'd have a list there, and I'd say, you know, geez, you know, are we on the list? No, oh no, you're not on the list. I didn't realize the process of how to get it. You know, you had to ask,
Right.
to get on the list, and you had to work a little bit to get it. So after 4 or 5 years, we got on the list. And
So it was 4 or 5 years.
yes, it did, yeah.
Before you got on the list.
Yeah, we finally got on the list, and I got called it, you know, and I went to then Mayor Burke,
Okay.
and you know, without her, the library doesn't happen. I mean, you know, she could have said, Rick, you know, hey, we got a lot of other stuff happening, you know, I can't do this. The unique part of the library was it came with upfront funding. Without that upfront funding, this library would never have happened, because we got $12 million on day one. Not on day one, but you got it as the library. But we got $12 million up front. And people don't realize what a bargain we got this library for.
Oh,
The library cost about $27 million.
Right.
The state gave us pretty close to 12. We raised another 6. So the people in this community, you have a state-of-the-art library, about $10 to $12 million,
which is nothing.
which is in today's day age is a steal.
No.
And they say, you know, Barbara Kerr gets credit. They say, you know, without Mayor Burke putting together a team, you know, to get this financially, we had 9 months to do something that took other cities 2 years to do.
Right.
And like I say, the mayor put together a team. Barbara we put together a team, and we got the approval, and it was a good thing. You know, we started a foundation to raise money privately. You know, we raised $6 million.
That was amazing.
And you know,
when you guys did,
Johnny,
that.
we sold.
No, I couldn't believe that.
Anything that could be sold in that library,
I know.
we sold to someone to put.
I know.
And I say that, and I say we still. I'm still on the foundation. The foundation's still
Right.
there. We're trying to keep the foundation going with the money there. We're trying to raise more money to keep the foundation alive.
Right.
You know, thank you to the Bloombergs, you know, for their donation.
Yes.
But you know, but the community came together with you know, private funding, businesses, banks, who bought a room, you know, organizations bought
was
rooms.
incredible.
People bought rooms. People bought plaques, leaves. Like I say, we sold everything. Anything you could put your name on. We sold it, and they say we're still trying. They say I say the foundation is still growing strong. And I want to thank Barbara Kerr for all her work. I mean, this is a woman who had to take a library, pack it up, and move it out into a warehouse. And thank Bill Cummings for giving us the warehouse that we had.
Yep.
And then she had to move it all back. So, you know, her and her staff did a great job on doing that too.
We've had Barbara on the show.
Yeah.
And like I say, it's I think you know, and I know it gets used.
It does.
People don't understand. It is busy.
You know, I still hear from people, you know, we didn't need this library. You did. It's a library isn't what you and I remember. It's like, you don't just go there for books. It's a community space. It's a lot more things. It's a lot more to the community than people think. It helps your real estate values, but that's one of the hottest buildings in the city.
It's constantly going.
Hundreds of thousands of people go through there every year. The children's program is there, and there's makerspace. There's so much happening in that building. You know, we're trying to get it open 7 days a week, but we have it open 6 days a week. And again, it's probably the pinnacle of our city right now.
No, it is, and it's an incredible thing.
Very proud of it.
Once again, you know, it's like everything else. You know, it starts with a few people. It starts with a thought. It starts with a question. And I mean, you guys, all is, and I know, you know, but everyone who was involved with that, it was a tremendous. And how it all comes together.
Yeah, it was a collaboration of a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's not just me. Like I said, when I brought this to the mayor, there was a lot of other things on the table, and she could have said, Rick, we can't do this.
Right.
But the most important part was this was done with upfront money.
Exactly.
Which was,
so
I say, and like I said before, without the upfront money, this library would never happen.
Yeah, but you got it done, and in today's world, that's peanuts. What you got that library done for?
We own this library
for peanuts, and the value that we've gotten out of it, the amount of use, the kids, the adults. I mean, it's for everybody.
It is.
It's incredible.
It's a great building, and
yeah. No,
it's going to be there for a long time.
Oh, it is. It is. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And I got to say something else, because I know this, and I don't think, not that I know everything, but as far as the arts and all that, you and someone else, I mean, you should have a plaque. You should have a plaque. I'm just saying you should, for all the time, the effort, and and I'll say Michael Marx, what you did as far as the arts. And
so that came about through friendships.
Right.
Friendships, people that owned the property. There was, they put in a cannabis facility there. And part of what the cannabis thing is, you have to give something back to the community.
Right.
And the property owner called me and said, Rick, I know you're involved in the community. He says, I've got 5,000 square feet of space I'd like to donate to the city as part of the. He says, can you use it? I says, yeah. I says, in all honesty, I says, the art community has been looking for a home for 25 years. I says, I think this would be a good fit. From that phone call, I called Michael Marx. He was involved with the art community long before I was on the council. I said, Michael, this is what we got. We came down, we met the people, we brought people down from the art community, and that's how it happens. And it's here now. I mean, they've got, I think, 10 years of free rent. The people in the building did a lot of work for free in there, renovations and stuff. And so we not only have a library, we have the art center that the city has long wanted for the last 25 years. And again, it was done through collaboration, not me personally, but it's collaboration with Michael Marx did it. He was on board with this long before I was.
Right. Yeah.
And he helped bring it together too.
Everyone. This is one of the reasons. The way you do things, the way certain people do things, it's a collaboration.
Yes.
It takes a lot of people. It's not one person. It's not this. It's everyone gets together, and as well as I do, when you get a large group of people, it's difficult to keep everyone focused, and there's a lot of
like I
egos.
said,
But with you,
the art thing was, it started to get a little out of control a couple of times with the renovations.
That's normal.
And plus, it needed a vote. It needed a vote.
Right.
It needed support from the mayor.
Right.
In the committee there.
Yep.
So we had people calling people, sending letters, voicing support.
Right.
For this project. So it's again it's good for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
The art community has
a great thing.
It's got the home that they have always wanted.
It's wonderful.
So happy. I was happy to be involved with that also.
It's another big plus for the city of Medford. That's what it is. Yeah,
it's a plus.
It really is. I mean, it's incredible, and I had to get it in there because I know
that was one of the last things. That was one of the last things.
Right.
They did,
yeah. But I know.
As being government.
Like I said, it starts with a phone call. It starts simple, but the key is, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of time, a lot of effort, but it's everyone working together. And I like the fact, like you say, there's arguments, but basically, you and the group of people, there's a large group of people, they're able to keep their egos out of it. Rick. They're not looking for credit. They're not looking for anything. They really, really look to help the city of Medford. That's it.
And I say that's a great building. There's a lot of events happen there.
Yes,
You know,
all
like I
the
said,
time.
the arts had always been looking. There was talk many years ago taking over the Swan School.
Right.
And it was too big, and then there was going to move over to maybe the Hegner Center.
Yeah.
But it needed funding, it needed money. Here's something,
Perfect.
nothing out of your pocket, no money out of the city's pocket,
Oh, anyhow.
no taxpayer dollars involved.
Yeah. No, it was great. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's incredible what you can do when you set out.
It's called it's having friendships
Yeah.
in the community, being in the community my whole life. It's really
Building trust.
It's the building relationships.
Yeah. Building
That's
trust.
really what it's all about.
All right. Now, for me, this is unfortunate, but we got to get to the last question, Rick. Listen, the last question I have is, can you really seriously talk about what it means? You were voted Citizen of the Year, and to me, that's a great honor. I have to say, in your case, it is, well-deserved. It's well-deserved in many of the people that are honored recently. Maria,
Great
choice. I was so happy. So there's a lot of other people. What's it like? I mean, how do you feel about that?
I always wanted the ship. They give you the boat, and you laugh, but it's a boat. You keep it. Being involved with the chamber. That award has started long before I was there, and it's a distinguished group of men and women who've dedicated their lives to the community.
Right.
And I'm glad that I am able to share what I did with those other people who came before me. It's a great honor to be even considered with the people that have gotten the award prior to me.
Right.
And I said it was something I'm very proud of. Didn't ask for it, it was just it's a feel good thing, and it says that the people of Medford actually recognize what you you've done.
No, it is. Yeah, I can imagine.
It's a good feeling. It's nice to have that ship, and credit goes out to the chamber and Dominic Camara,
right?
Who keeps the citizen,
Yes.
the Cody. He keeps the Codys together with on his end, and the chamber does it there.
Right.
And I say this year's choice with Marie Cassidy was outstanding choice.
Yeah,
outstanding. And listen, everybody who's won it is a good choice, and even the people who don't win it, the nominations of them are good choices. And I tell people say, how come you didn't put this person in? He says, nominate them. The nominations don't come from me.
Right.
They come from the people in the community, and you're the one that has to tell the chamber who you want. So I tell people, put their names in when it comes time. Every year after the award, you should have picked this person, you should have picked that person. There's always a few, and I say, and everyone that gets picks is deserving.
Right.
And I say, again, when it comes to that time, if you know somebody or you know a group or an organization, put their name forward. Because that's how it is. The chamber doesn't pick it; they're picked by the people that get sent in.
Yep.
And I say, then there's all of them are all worthy choices. And I'm glad that I'm in a company with those men and women.
You deserve it. So, it's that time again. And I want to thank Rick Caraviello. He's our inaugural Medford Good Neighbor. I want to thank you for joining us on Medford.
John, you and I have known each other for many years.
Yes.
Who would ever think you and I would be 30 years?
I know.
You and I would be sitting at the table doing this.
Wouldn't imagine it.
Wouldn't have imagined it 30 years ago.
No, it is. It's incredible.
How our lives have evolved over the years.
And before I continue, I got to let our audience know it was not easy getting you on the show for this. It was very difficult, and I know you, and I know it was difficult, but thank you so much.
And I thank you for having me on.
And I hope people, really the people that we're getting a lot of interest, a lot of people watching the show, and this is what Medford is all about. People like you. That's all. We'll end the show.
Listen, I'm a lifelong member of this community. I've lived here my whole life. I don't have any intention of moving, and I want our city to be a good city.
Yeah.
And I still do things for the city. You know, like I said, I don't want us to fail. I don't like when when we get bad press. It's not good for anybody.
No.
And I say, I live here, you live here. I'm not looking to move. A lot of my friends have moved away. I chose to stay.
Yep.
And I'll die here.
Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat. I think I'll end up.
That's where I want to live. I could have moved many years ago.
And we all want what's better.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that's it for our inaugural Good Neighbor show. We're going to do a few more of these. Hopefully, we're going to do one a month. So if you know a good neighbor or know someone that you would like to have come on the show, give us a ring. So I want to take a minute to thank everyone who has been watching our show, and I want to thank you for your feedback. If you would like to appear on the show or know a person who should be considered for our next Good Neighbor of Medford, you can contact us at Medford Happenings 02155 @gmail.com, and you will be able to watch replays of this program on Medford Media, Community Media Access Channel. You can also check out our website, medfordhappenings.com. You can now either view or listen to a podcast of this program, and you can find all of our shows on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com, search for Medford Happenings, and you could please, we'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe to our channel and videos. And last but not least, you can also find us on Facebook at Medford Happenings. For the Medford Happenings team, Paul, Marco, Bruce, and James, I'm John Petrella. And remember, Medford, stay informed. Ta-da!